our June MSM session, two particular areas I found helpful were looking at vision. Obviously vision is important, and the first thing is to continually check that that vision is from God, that we're not doing things because of it's come to us through our own power, but we're doing what God wants us to do, and that we're continually testing that vision through elders and also the people that we're looking to serve out there, and testing it against biblical principles to making sure that it matches. Also that we're making sure that that vision involves people both as a team and involves leadership principles in there. The second area that I found particularly helpful in relation to what we're trying to do with Boothfair Church was the area looking at weaknesses. I think sometimes we go out there and we set things up and we forget to have a look, and they start off okay, but then over a period of time weaknesses creep in that we haven't picked up on. We need to look for those all the time, and it made me realise, having that time to sit back and look at that and look at all the different factors involved in Boothfair Church, that there was a glaring weakness, which again I hadn't really given any time to, which was that people are coming to Boothfair Church very gifted in many different ways. Some people were just immediately very confident, but other people needing help in finding out how they can use those gifts in that context, and therefore there was a need there for training and a need to provide tools for people in order to help them do that, whether it was a questionnaire for those people who are not naturally comfortable speaking to people, whether it was ways that people whose gift is serving can go out in a giving style first and then seeing what conversations develop, or whether it's just working with people to help them with giving their own testimony, which is something that we Christians are not always as comfortable perhaps as ideally we should be, but is so important in trying to get the message across. Just to give you a feel for the last Boothfair Church and how this is developing, we've had people step forward for prayer before now, but in fairly small numbers. This was the first time when we have seen significant amounts of people coming forward for prayer, and people coming to sit in Boothfair Church for various reasons. For instance, we had a couple of men who came in who turned out to have army backgrounds and had issues there, had some church in the background before they'd been part of the army, and found that canvas shelter and that outdoor place a very comfortable place to be able to come and share about either difficulties in their life or difficulties in the lives of people that they knew. Equally, we found that people are very open to offer of prayer, and not just offers of prayer after they've gone, but invariably offers of prayer whilst they're there. They're not always sure whether they believe in God or not, but are very open to spend time praying, and in every case have said that they felt a significant lightening of the spiritual atmosphere around them as a result of that. So I would say to you, if you're considering doing any form of outreach like this, always offer prayer. Don't expect people to refuse. They will invariably say yes and be very grateful for the offer. Another thing that I've loved about Boothfair Church is the man who owns the Boothfair field originally allowed us to go on there free of charge, and we've always felt therefore he's our biblical man of peace in this setting, and he's been absolutely thrilled that the last time we were out, Fresh Expressions arranged for a local radio interview for me with Radio Sussex regarding Boothfair Church, and he's had lots of free publicity as a result of that. So he's a even bigger fan of Boothfair Church now. And the final thing I would say is interesting in my village here, how I've become known as the Boothfair Church man now in the local pub, which is great. I love it.